So what's going on, YouTube? My name is Billy, and as the title says in the description, this is going to be a 94 Honda Civic Si build. So, little background on me. I'm 40 years old. I grew up in Southern California. I'm about 40 minutes out of Los Angeles. I'm on the coast. I got into the import scene around, let's say, 1995, 1996. I pretty much got in this scene. My best friend drove a Honda. He had a hatchback, a 96. We ended up getting rid of that 96, and I say we because I talked him into getting rid of the 96. He ended up getting the 1995 Honda Civic. I believe they're the frost white ones. We got that thing, and I'm more of a Chevy guy. I collect cars. I have a lot of old school cars. Me and my whole family have been building cars our whole lives, and but yeah, we took that Civic, and I was like, okay, how do you make a Chevy fast? Same way you make any car fast, basically. A motor's a motor, whether it's Honda, a Chevy, a Ford, a Dodge, whatever. A motor's a motor at the end of the day. An old timer once told me this, how fast do you want to go, and how much money do you got to spend? That's basically what it always came down to. How much money do you have to spend on your build? And there's a lot of people here on YouTube that build cars, and they're called budget builds and all this stuff. And you know what? Hey, you got what you have to spend. Like, whether you have, an unlimited budget, you're sponsored by all these different companies. Hey, if you got those sponsorships, cool. But for the most part, most people got to spend their own money out of their own pocket. All of us get up and go to work every day. Some people make more money than others. That's why some people drive different cars. Me growing up in high school, I didn't like new cars. I didn't really care for any new cars. I drove my 1962 Chevy to school every day. It was either my 62 or my 64 convertible. My best friend drove a 65 El Camino. I mean, it was just what we liked. But doesn't mean anything against the import scene. But I didn't really care for it until my best friend Brian got his Honda Civic. And then we had a racing crew back in the 90s called Insanity Racing. And in that crew was nothing but Chevys. But, best friend drove a Honda, so I was like, all right, whatever. We let Brian into the crew. And my best friend Brian, with his 95 Si hatchback, we started doing stuff to it. We were like, all right, we got to make this thing fast. It's going to hang out with us. So we turned around. We took the 1.6 single overhead cab D16 Z6, left that original motor in there, got a DC header, 421 header, the air intake pipe. We did can't remember. I'm trying to remember, but I want to say, was it either a thermal or a catback? I'm sorry. Thermal catback exhaust or a Sebring catback exhaust. I'd have to call him to remind me. No, you know what? No, it was the Sebring catback exhaust because another car that we built had the thermal. So the thermal is way loud if you know a thermal exhaust. The Sebring is a little bit quieter. Not to say it's quiet, but it's quieter. Anyways, off subject. So we had the DC 4-to-1 header, the Sebring exhaust, generic A. There was a lot of companies that didn't make like a certain brand intake. So it was a generic intake pipe. Let's see, bored out the throttle body, bored out the intake manifold, the runners as far as you can get up inside each runner, match ported the head to the runners, 3-angle valve job to the head, cam was stock. I think, if I remember right, we ran 310 or 370 RC injector, something like that. Stage 2 clutch masters clutch. And I think that was about it, because the motor wasn't built. The bottom end was bone stock. The valves were bone stock. The springs and retainers were bone stock. All that stuff was bone stock in the motor. Like, there was nothing done to the engine internally other than 3-angle bob job, basically working all angles of the valve. In that car, I mean, we took it from 18 seconds down to 15. I mean, 16, 15, 14. The last time we took it to the track, I think it ran at 13.7. And that was hella fast for a car like that. I mean, the computer wasn't modified. I mean, there wasn't a lot of people that did tuning. I want to say Apex and AEM made like VTEC control modules, like the VAVC and stuff like that. But I mean, there wasn't a whole lot of Honda tuning really at that time. At that time in the 90s, you had a car club that was pretty much some of the fastest imports in the world, which was full-blown racing. A guy named KP, guy named Roger, KP's brother Norm, rest in peace. These guys had like the fastest cars out there, and like KP's car was running an LS with like Weber carburetors, because there was no really tuning on a dyno with fuel injection. So hey, run carburetors, you get what you get. But I mean, that's enough about those people. I mean, it goes like there's so many different things. But back then, I mean, we ended up getting that car into the 13s, which was cool. That was all motors, street tires, and very few cars can beat it. But the only car that ever beat it was our buddy Ronnie. Ronnie had a black GST Eclipse turbo, and I mean, he beat it. He surely did beat it. Hell, Ronnie got like, I think it was Sport Compact's car, best sleeper car of California was a 10-second GSX all-wheel drive Eclipse. That thing was a beast. Now he's all into Skylines. But yeah, like, so my roots go far back in an import scene. I mean, we were in that scene a long time ago. And I mean, as you can see right here, got this trophy. And if you could see that right there, 1997. That was Battle Imports back in 97. We won Battle Imports that year. And I mean, it was fun. It was a fun little gig back then. And so now that I'm much older, way older, I have money to throw around and play with. Like, I still have my classics, I still build my old cars, but I picked up a 94 SI hatchback. Same color interior as my best friends had. And when I say had, it's because my best friend joined the Air Force, and on his way to the airport to come visit me, actually, he got rear-ended. And it was so bad that it completely bent the car in half. Like, it was unfixable. And I say unfixable because I do body work, I restore and paint my own cars. And it was bent to the point where there was no turning back. Yeah, we could have probably cut it in half and try to straighten it, but he just let it go. He didn't want to go down that route. He said one day he'll get another one. Things happen in life. You get married, you have kids. That's what happened to him. I got married, I got divorced, but I was lucky enough to keep everything. I didn't lose anything in that divorce. I got all my cars, and I bought this 94 Honda Civic Si. And I want to say, you know what? I want to say it was like 2011, but let's actually take a look real quick. Out of curiosity, I'm breaking out my phone. Like, how unprofessional is that? But I really don't care because this is for me. So let's see. Bought this car in March of 2011. And the reason I know that is because I pretty much categorize all my cars. And that's basically it. That was the day I bought it. Right there. I brought it home, parked it, and this sucks. Let me see if I can focus. So that was it, right there. Got it from a little old lady. And when I saw this lady with this car, I immediately approached her after 3 times of seeing her drive that car, and I was like, I would love to buy your car if you'd sell it to me. So I waited and waited because she kept on telling me, you know, I'll sell it to you, but I want to retire first. And every year I'm going to retire. Every year I'm going to retire. And on the 3rd year, finally I got like so frustrated. I just was like, you know what, whatever. I'm going to go out and buy a normal DX, VX, CX, whatever I can find hatchback. And on the way out to go buy one, the guy sold it on the way there, which was perfect. Because I wouldn't have been happy with that. Because I wanted a real SI. I didn't want a DX, a VX, CX, whatever. I didn't want any of those. I wanted a real SI. So I was like, you know what? Hey, I gave it one last chance. I called the lady and she's like, oh my God, I lost your number. I've been looking for your number. I'm ready to sell it to you. I'll sell it to you right now. Let me just take it and go get it serviced and washed and I'll drop it off. We'll meet up. And I said, no, like, I will go pick up this car right now. No service, no wash, no nothing. But she was like, no, you know what? You waited for me all these years. This is the least I can do. So she took it to Honda, got the oil changed, got it washed, got it all cleaned up. And I picked it up from her that day. And I got it. I pretty much drove it around, used it as a commuter car to go to work and back and forth. And after that, I kind of parked it for a little while. Because like I said, I have so many other cars. I got like 9 cars. And I was like, I don't want to put a lot of miles on it. Because I'm not sure what I want to do to this car yet. So then, life. Like I said, life happens. I was married. I was building other cars. So I put it on the back burner. So as of a couple months ago, I decided what I wanted to do with it. So I started doing some things to it just recently. You guys got to see the photo of the car, what it looked like when I first got it. Bone stock, all I had was tinted windows. Well, since then, in the last 2 months, I bought rims for it. I bought new tires for it, of course. I bought all new suspension. Shout out to Skunk Took. I bought the coilover kit from them. What else did I put? I put the Skunk Took upper control arms to adjust my camber. A lot of people like that stand stuff where your wheels are all cambered. Not my taste. You know what? Hey, whatever you like, you like. Back in our day, we didn't like that. We liked a straight wheel. Like, I want to be able to drive on my tires and not destroy tires. Like, I don't want to buy tires every couple months. I did that when I was a kid, and that's just not me no more. But hey, to each his own. You like doing that? Cool. But and I bought other suspension stuff. I like tracked down stuff from the 90s that they didn't make anymore. And the garbage that they sell in such bulk production that comes out of like China, Korea, whatever, I didn't want that crap. I wanted good stuff. Like in our hatchback back in the day, and my own personal Honda Accord, we both had Neospeed springs by Newman Industries, Coney 5-way adjustables, Coney. I mean, Coney was everything. If you ever had Coney shocks, you know Coney shocks are the best. Now the only thing that can be like a step above Coney would be Bilsteins. Bilsteins is like driving a Cadillac. You can hit the biggest dip in the road train tracks and it's like riding on butter. It's like nothing. It's amazing. I know because my buddy had those on his Honda Accord. I had the Coneys on my Honda Accord. Matter of fact, and I mean, I talk about this stuff and like, let's see. This was my 92 Honda Accord. Racing Hearts. Racing Heart wheels. JDM one-piece headlights. JDM fog lights. I mean, when we did our cars, we did them the right way. We didn't buy any of the generic stuff, and it wasn't because, you know, we thought we were better than anybody. It was just, we wanted to keep it true Japanese domestic market. And I mean, you have to. Like, those are the fog lights, not the USDM ones, because you could see how I cut out the factory bumper. Let's see, sorry. But anyways, like, so I mean, we took like that extra, like, okay, one more. The JDM headlights. I mean, we went that extra step on our cars. And it was just because that's the way we were. It's how we operated. And I mean, okay, maybe a couple more. So, because people can talk, but I mean, proof is in the pudding, as the old saying goes. Those are the conies. They're adjustable on the top. And I mean, we had fun doing all this stuff back in the day. And I mean, so I figured I would do it again. I'm older. I got a little bit more, you know, money in the bank to do this kind of stuff. So I said, hey, why not? Let's build this thing. And a lot of the youngsters, you guys say, like, bring the sauce and send it, whatever. I'm from the old school, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to build a badass car. So I'm keeping it single overhead cam, D16 Z6. I'm not sponsored. Everything that you're going to see that's unboxed on my channel is going to be me buying it 100% with my own money. YouTube's not paying me. None of these companies are paying me. I'm just all about, you know what, if you give me a good deal, I'm going to buy it from you. So whether I buy it from an online vendor, a local vendor, whoever gives me the best price is going to get that love and that money from me. So I'm going to do like an unboxing every Tuesday. That's how I'm going to work this channel. I'm going to unbox things. And I'm basically going to tell you what I'm going. I'm going D16 Z6, California smog law. So my car has to be California smog legal. So on that, I want a turbo. And to have a legal turbo in California, you have Greddy, you have Etterblock. Now, I've searched the net for years, like looking at stuff, seeing what they go for, and I found a complete Etterblock kit. I bought it. I probably paid way overpaid for it, but I don't care because it's something I want to do. If you build a car, you got to build it for you, not for anybody else. Who cares? You know, people tell you that you overpaid for something. As long as you're happy at the end of your build, that's all that matters. Don't let anybody tell you how to build your car. They want to give you advice, cool. Take that advice. Don't take advice, that's fine. But at the end of the day, be happy with the car that you're building. So we're going to build a single overhead cam turbo. We're going to keep that thing smog legal for California. But of course, we're going to see how much power we can make out of it at the same time. So, because I think it's like 160 or 170 horsepower, the Greddy kit at like 7 pounds makes. Well, we'll drive around at 7 pounds for the beginning. Afterwards, we're going to up that boost. And we'll see what we up it to. The D16 is already at the machine shop getting built. Shout out to Rocket Motorsports in Valencia, California. He's building my motor. Basically, it's called a little Godzilla that he's building for me because he already has the rods, the pistons, everything picked out for it. So the man knows what he's doing. He's been building Honda motors a long time. So I trust him. He's building mine. I called a few different shops. You know, whatever. JBR Engines. I called JBR Engines out of Florida. I guess he didn't have the time to get back to me. Called him 3 times. I follow you on IG, whatever, dude. Like, I still have respect for your cars that you build. But hey, I found someone that was local, someone a friend of mine knows personally that's built his motors, and he keeps going to him. So hey, this guy must know what he's doing. Because my buddy, when he builds his cars, he doesn't build them to drive around. He builds them to fucking blow them up. Like, he races the living daylights out of them. Where they blow, they blow. I'm not gonna do it like that, but I am gonna build it to drive, build it to cruise, build it in case somebody wants to pull up on the side of me. I can destroy their whole life with my single overhead cam, and it's gonna be fun. And if you guys want to watch, have fun with me as I do it, cool. And if not, if it's not for you, then hey, you want to like, you want to subscribe, go for it. I'm not really trying to look to get paid off of YouTube. But hey, if they send me a check, that's awesome. But if they don't, I'm not really tripping. I got a job. I got the 9 to 5 just like everybody else. I go to work, I come home. I'm going to build this car in between. Now, I'm not going to do tutorials on everything. I might do some here and there. I might tell you basically, hey, I bought this product. It's garbage. I don't like it. And I get to do that because I'm spending my money on it. So you're going to get my honest opinion on everything that I bought. And I got no problem saying that, hey, I spent $600 on this and it's crap. I could have bought the one for 30 bucks. So, I mean, yeah. And I'm going to take you guys outside right now. We're going to walk around the car, get a look at it. And then from there, we'll just say, you know what? Thanks. Stay tuned. So there it is. It's a 94 Honda Civic Si. Now I bought this car from a little old lady. She bought this car brand new. I waited 3+ years to buy this car from her because she's the only one that ever owned it, and she had all the servicing done at Honda. Nobody's ever sat in the back seat of this car other than my girl Lisa back there. Look at those floor mats. The seats are perfect. Now I've had this car, I don't know, I think I got it like in 2011 or something like that. Like I said, I was married and I've built a couple cars since then. But this is the car, I mean. Now you guys all know, if you have a Honda, that's ripped and that's ripped, and it's not. And mile wise, $262,063. And let's see. So, what do you think? 30,000 miles in like 7 years? Because it's already going to be 2020 here pretty soon. And one thing I had to do, I swapped out the whole doors. I put the EX doors because I ain't cranking my windows. I got power door locks, power windows. Oh, and those are real JDM fog lights. I got the whole harness all the way up to the switch. I ain't buying no generic stuff that they have that they sell, a cheap crap that they sell. Like, I just won't. No rips. Little stains here and there, but hey, can't complain for something that's as old as this. Now, as I was debating on this, I've already done some stuff to it that I did recently. I just put these rims and tires on it, and yeah, they're not the real Ecny rims, and I really don't care because Ecny didn't sponsor me. Ecny didn't give me free rims and tires. I bought them, my money. I went from having Racing Heart, Type C's, all that kind of crap. Racing Heart C5s, yep, that's the only thing I got done. It's the intake pipe. So, just so you guys see, D16 Z6, bone stock motor. No exhaust, original factory SI muffler.